Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Branded Steel by M.J. Fields. Narrated by Elizabeth Hart and Troy Duran. Labor Day weekend. Thirsty Thursday. Catherine. Standing at the end of the long wooden picnic table, waiting at the end of the line that is 10 people deep, plate in hand, behind my cousin Truth. The song changes over the sound system, and I groan, complaining. If I hear this song one more time, I swear I'm going to stab myself in the ear. She looks back at me, peering over her shades, and smirks. Better than in the vagina.
Don't finish that fucking statement.
Justice cuts her off. Yeah, don't. I agree. Brand Falcon's first single, Short Skirts, Tight Shirts, produced by Uncle Xavier's production company, Forever 4, became last summer's party anthem. It crossed genres and topped not only country music charts, but pop music charts as well. He went viral, is covered by teenage fangirls on TikTok, is on every freaking radio talk show, every website, and every magazine. In short, he is everywhere. The first time I remember seeing Brandon Falcon was at Falcon's Landing, his family's property in Lake Hopatcong, New Jersey. I'm sure it wasn't the first time, just the first I can remember. And although I was like 3 years old, it's one of those memories that ingrains itself in you and needles its reminder every time you see that person. And if that weren't enough, he's on every middle and high school girl's wallpaper on their phone. My first crush, my first heartbreak, hell, probably my first disappointment. Brand Falcon. At his Uncle Grayson's wedding, he serenaded my sister Bella. Being a badass since birth, I didn't let that sway me. I decided to show my adoration by singing to him. Then he kissed her. And yes, there are pictures and videos that summon that moment in my memory, too. Truth silently chuckles. The man, the myth, the legend. I roll my eyes, even if it's only in his own mind. I hear a low snicker from behind me, and my eyes spring from the barbecued chicken I just put on my plate to Truth. She grimaces slightly, then smirks. He's right behind me. Right behind me. I pull my shit together right quick and glance over my shoulder. He smirks at me before saying,
And in your imagination.
The nerve. I turn fully around and look up at him. The only image that pops into my head when it comes to you is how quickly your rise will last until your ego gets the best of you and you fall.
I call bull, baby Steel.
He leans in closer to me, eyes narrowing, his scent surrounded by the smell of the ocean air, forming a heady mixture, one I wish I detested. Then he whispers,
I'm good for at least 40 minutes.
I hear Truth snort and throw an elbow back, hoping it connects. It does, against justice. I look back at him and he rolls his eyes before pulling his shades down, covering them. Didn't mean to get you, meant to get Truth.
I'm aware.
Justice mumbles. There's 8 of us, all of us exceedingly close, but there is a hierarchy within our little crew. Siblings always come first, and Justice is next level protective over his twin sister. He has been since as far back as I can remember. Doesn't matter if she's wrong or right. Does that rub me the wrong way? Not normally, but he just did it in front of Brandon Falcon. I glare back at Brand, who cocks his head and whispers so only I can hear him.
Doesn't seem to have your back. What's up with that, baby Steel?
We always have each other's backs. Licking his lips, he looks me up and down, and then his eyes settle on mine.
But who's got your front?
My eyes lock with his, and something stirs in my stomach. A smirk curves in the corner of his mouth. You think now that Bella's taken, you can start playing your little games with me? He narrows his eyes and cocks his head to the side.
You think I'm tripping on Bella?
You've been tripping on her since you were...
See, you got it all wrong, baby Steele.
He walks past me, filling in the gap between the rest of the crew and me. I wait for him to elaborate, but he doesn't. I want to ask what it is I got all wrong, but I hold it in, not wanting to appear desperate and needy. I don't want to play the mouse in his game, him being the cat. Instead, I give him some tude. Did you just budge ahead of me? He shrugs, smirk still playing on his delectable devil lips, and says,
Everything looks fucking delicious. Just couldn't wait.
He looks up at me, hazel eyes through his thick black lashes.
Been starving for some good eats, baby Steele.
Oh, please, I huff. I'm sure you're being hand-fed by a gaggle of groupies.
Gaggle of groupies, huh?
I nod once. He swings his gaze from the steak to me.
Still nothing like grade A homegrown beef.
He drops a small steak onto my plate. Who said I wanted steak?
It's Falcon Farms beef. My meat. I know you want it.
I smart back. Your head gets any bigger, your hat's gonna explode. His sparkling white teeth catch his lower lip, and I swear I feel those pearly whites nibbling on my lower abdomen. Hey, Kiki, my brother Max yells to me. Come on, I'm trying to save your seat. I watch as he shoves my cousin Amias. I swing back and look at Brand, who's biting into a strawberry, eyes searing into mine as he licks his lips. Always interesting seeing you. My words are intentionally laced with sarcasm.
I'm here all weekend, Kiki. You go have fun at the kiddie table.
I arch my brow. I'm no kid. He looks me up and down again, slowly.
I'm aware. He drunk?
My cousin Patrick, a.k.a. Trix, asks as he pushes himself up, resting on his elbows on the beach blanket. Didn't seem to be. Why?
He even 21?
Justice asks. I know the answer. He's 20, and as close as I am to my cousins, I really don't share the embarrassing and painfully pathetic amount of details I know about Brandon Falcon.
Nah, man.
Trix huffs.
But he's got a fucking beer.
I chuckle. And you've got one too.
Gotta hide that shit, though.
He grumbles.
My parents won't even let me have a beer. Lucky to get wine with dinner on holidays.
At least your parents are cool. Brea huffs. Truth laughs. You're 15.
Law says 21.
Justice says, as he spins the volleyball on his finger. Says 18 for ink. Max bats the ball off his finger, catches it, and then runs toward the net that's already set up. Who's up for a game? He yells to where Dad and my uncles are standing around, talking to Brand and his father Garrett.
Just 8, bud.
Dad calls over to him.
You need a nap, old man.
Max ribs him. Dad takes the bait.
Do I look like I need a damn nap, boy?
Oh, here we go. Tris laughs, as we all watch my father, Jace, and my uncles, Cyrus, Xander, and Xavier toss off their shirts.
You want to mix it up, or do you old men want to... Watch it, Max.
Dad warns, arching a brow as he heads towards the net. It's Max, Justice, Trix, Amias, and Brand against Dad, Cyrus, Xander, Xavier, and Garrett Falcon.
Baby, you want to turn up the tunes?
Dad calls to Mom. Did he just say turn up the tunes? Brea giggles. He sure did, I say, as I pull my cover-up off, pull my sunglasses down, and then lie down on the towel next to Truth. Sunglasses are like a secret weapon. The darker, the better. That way I can watch Brandon shed his shirt without getting caught. Wake me up when this is over. I fake a yawn and roll onto my stomach, which happens to give me a much better view of the game. of Brand. Does he get better looking every time we see him or what? Truth whispers. Like I care. I lie. Knowing he's near, I can't seem to get to sleep. Makes me feel pathetic like some lovesick fangirl. I'll admit to no one else but myself that I am the OG fangirl of one Brandon Falcon. I will further admit that he does his best to drop little breadcrumbs laced with bad intentions behind him for me to follow whenever he's around. Breadcrumbs that I gobble up like a starved carb addict coming off 2 months of keto. I throw my legs over my bed and stand up on the hardwood floor. Then I quietly make my way across the floor, hoping not to wake Truth, Brisa, or Triss to use the bathroom. After a nice hot shower, which usually helps make me sleepy, I brush my teeth, then decide to head to the kitchen in hopes of finding some lavender tea. Dressed in a sleep tee and shorts, I tiptoe my way out the door, down the hall, passing the boys' room and several others that are empty, waiting for the rest of the extended family and friends to arrive over the next couple days, and then down the staircase. Once in the kitchen, I open cupboard after cupboard, looking for the tea. When I can't find it, I eye a bottle of red wine and decide, screw it. Glass in hand, I make my way out to the patio overlooking the pool. After setting my glass of wine down on the small table beside the double chaise, I flop down and look up at the sky.
Not a cloud up there tonight. Mother Nature's putting on a show, isn't she?
Startled, I jump, clasping my hand over my chest, and he chuckles. What the hell are you doing out here? I gasp. He steps out of the dark corner, sets his guitar down, and takes a drink from the beer in his hand as he walks over and flops down beside me.
Same as you, I suppose.
He rolls to his side, props his head on his hand, and looks down at me. I've imagined this 1,000,000 times. Brand Falcon lying next to me, looking at me the way he is now. But never once in those imagined times did I feel like I couldn't breathe. He slowly pokes me in the side, and a held breath rushes out of me. He smirks. Fucker.
You certainly are grown now, Catherine Steele,
he says as he looks me over slowly.
Mother Nature puts on an altogether different show when you're around.
I manage to squeak out, Brand.
Katie, not Kiki. Katie.
He interrupts me, still slowly looking me over. Then his eyes meet mine.
You're beautiful.
I close my eyes and chant in my head. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. When I feel his body move and that heat that came with it leaves, I open my eyes and find his eyes still on mine as he licks his lips and stands. I sit up. Where are you?
Been drinking all day, Katie.
He smiles when he says my name, like he likes the sound and the way it plays with his mouth.
I'm not doing this with you when I've been drinking.
Then when? As soon as the words come out, I wish like hell I could hoover them back in. He smiles, but this time it's not conceited, it's genuine, I think.
Soon, Katie. Real soon.
He runs his hand through his hair as he turns to walk inside. I may change my mind, I say, in a loud, needy whisper. Again, why do I open my mouth when he's around? I quickly reach for my glass of wine, hoping to guzzle it, and praying it will knock me out completely. I close my eyes and start to take a huge drink when the cup leaves my hand. I open my eyes as he takes my hand and pulls me up while setting the cup on the table beside us.
Been drinking all day, Katie.
He releases my hand. You've mentioned that twice now. So what? With one of his hands, he takes the side of my face and tilts my head back, forcing me to look up at him.
I'm gonna kiss you.
Are you asking permission, or? He moves his hand to the back of my head, where he grips my hair and tugs it back. Then he licks his full lips before pressing them against mine. Neither of us close our eyes. He slides his lips across mine, applying barely any pressure. A groan vibrates from deep inside of him before he runs his tongue along the seam of my lips, and I open for him. I feel his hand leave my hair and slide down the back of my neck. He then spreads his hand out and traces my jawline with his thumb. His other hand is now on the small of my back, pulling me closer. My mouth is watering. My legs are trembling. My body's core is on fire. I want him to kiss me more than I have ever wanted anything in my life, and he's doing nothing but licking me slowly, tormenting me. I see what he's doing. He's playing a game. God, how could I be so stupid? I start to step back, but his grip tightens. I'm all set. My voice quivers, making me sound completely opposite of how I intended. Not strong, weak, so damn weak. His voice is deep and husky when he asks,
You sure about that?
I put my hands on his hips and nod.
Then don't you dare kiss me back.
He moves in slow. Too fucking slow. I pull him closer, and instead of waiting, I kiss him. The sound that escapes him when our lips meet comes from deep inside of him, giving me the courage it takes to continue kissing. When he pulls me even closer and presses his tongue against mine, pushing it completely out of the way, my knees buckle. If he were to let go, I might fall. He doesn't let go. His kiss intensifies, hands in my hair, his tongue caressing mine, his other hand holding me securely against him. I can't breathe, but I'm convinced his kisses are oxygen. His kiss, his taste, his scent, his touch, him. He has my senses scattered. I feel every ounce of control I thought I had is gone. Completely. Totally. He pulls his mouth from mine and I grab his face. Don't stop, I plead.
Katie,
He whispers and, for the first time, closes his eyes. Please, I seemingly pray, head bowed until it touches his chest. He scoops me up and I grab his hair. Christ, it's soft, so soft and thick. He crashes his mouth against mine again, licking deeper, harder and controlling, so much different than moments ago. When I feel my back hit the chaise, he rips his mouth from mine with a growl and steps back.
Tomorrow, after dark, down on the beach.
And then he is gone. F me Friday. Catherine. It's late. I know it is because I've pretended to still be asleep for quite some time. I had a dream about Brand last night. It's the very first that wasn't conjured in my imagination. It was not a daydream. We were dancing, he was kissing me, and it felt so real. So real. Not wanting to lose that feeling, I just lie back and bask in it. Because I know in the light of day, all the things that were possible in the night look so much differently. And after this long weekend is over, I'll be heading back to high school, and Brand, as pathetic as it is that I know this, is going on a worldwide tour. I've tried to talk myself out of allowing this, wanting this to happen. Hell, I've even tried to use good old Catholic guilt to dissuade myself. But it hasn't worked, and it won't. I want Brandon Falcon. Catherine? Hearing Mama Joe's voice at this moment is like a bucket of ice water being tossed on a burning fire. You awake? I roll over and see her standing at the foot of my bed. Good morning, I say as I sit up. She hurries to the head of the bed and puts the back of her hand on my forehead. You feeling okay? You look flushed. It's a good damn thing I'm not one of the boys and pitching a tent. Just tired, I lie. Too much sun yesterday. She leans down and kisses one cheek, then the other. I've saved you some breakfast casserole. You better hop out of bed, get dressed, and come down to eat. Everyone else is all ready to go out surfing. Wouldn't want you to miss out. I'll be right down. She winks, then turns and walks out the door. There's a sparkle in her eyes, an extra sparkle. Good God.
You better hurry up,
Trix says as he snaps me in the ass with the towel.
We're all heading out.
Rubbing my ass with one hand, I flip him off with the other as I tell him, "Give me 5. As he heads out the door, he calls over his shoulder,
You got 4.
As soon as the French doors close, I hear,
You could always just skip it.
I look over my shoulder and see Brand leaning against the doorway, arms crossed over his bare, muscular chest, black board shorts riding low on his hips, and feet in slides. I swing my gaze back up and see he's looking me over in the same way I was him. I know there's not a lot of waves on Lake Hopatcong, but you can't be afraid of a little competition now, can you? Pushing himself off the door jamb, he smiles. That's twice now I've seen a genuine and not a cocky or conceited smile grace his far too handsome face. 3 times if you count my dream. I like it. I like it a lot.
Look at you,
he says, walking closer to me and pulling my shades from atop my head.
Still sass, but a lot less ass. I could get used to this.
He puts my shades on his head. You want less ass? You better give me back those sunglasses. They're my favorite. Chuckling, he walks past me and opens the double doors to the refrigerator.
Less ass.
He looks over his shoulder and winks.
Hope that doesn't screw up tonight's plan.
In the dark of night and lying in my bed this morning alone, the thoughts of tonight seemed much less intimidating.
Relax, Katie.
He turns with the casserole dish in his hands.
I wasn't planning on any ass action anyway.
I'm sure my lower jaw is resting on the countertop, because when he looks up, he shrugs.
Your family has your back. Like I said, I'm only interested in your... Kiki!
Dad yells from the patio. Brand leans in, reaches over, lifts my chin, and whispers,
Front. Catherine Ann!
Dad yells. I clear my throat, pulling away from the intensity of his touch, and walk toward the door, yelling out to him. Yeah, Dad?
Grab the sunscreen on your way out. Your mom doesn't need to burn again today.
I'm fine, Mom tells him. Dad whispers something to her. She smacks him and blushes. Not wanting in on their little inside joke, I step back and into a wall of muscle. I look back over my shoulder, and Brand leans down. I swear if I didn't move, he was going to kiss me. My family? I whisper hiss at him. He looks slightly shocked, but smiles.
Is that the way we're playing this?
How attached to your balls are you? I hurriedly walk past him and he laughs, loudly. Jesus, even his laugh is like a song. Since he kissed me, or was it that I kissed him? Until then, it would have rubbed me the wrong way. Now it rubs me in a different kind of way that could certainly be considered wrong, but this kind of wrong feels so damn right.
Been waiting for you to be legal for a hot minute, Katie. You have been since April.
How do you know when my birthday is? I ask, trying to quell the party inside my heart and the quickened beat of my heart.
You don't know mine?
He asks, tossing a post-it note that says my name in Mama Jo's perfect cursive writing off the covered casserole dish. No. Mom's right. When I lie, I answer in question form. Annoying. He lifts a shoulder and nods once.
Oh, I see how it is.
He grabs a fork out of the drawer below him and scoops out some of the egg-baked casserole. He holds out the fork to me, and I lean in to take a bite.
Hell no.
He laughs as he pulls it back and shoves it into his mouth. Laughing, I lunge to grab the fork. Did that post-it say Brandon Falcon on it? He holds the fork over his head.
When's my birthday?
Oh my good Lord, really? He scoops up a heaping spoonful and shoves it in his mouth, laughing as he shakes his head, and with his mouth full he mumbles,
So good. Let's roll,
Max calls from outside. Great, I huff, then start to walk out of the kitchen. Brand steps in front of me, stepping left, then right, not letting me pass. I fake right again and go left, easily passing him. When I feel his arms snake around my waist and then my feet leave the floor, I try to get away, but he chuckles.
When's my birthday?
Oh my God, like Christmas or something. I fake uber annoyance. Somehow my ass hits the countertop, and now I'm looking up at him. He winks.
Me and Jesus.
I was wondering why you weren't wearing a cowboy hat anymore. That head of yours would probably... Oh my God. I cover my mouth, chewing the food he just shoved into it.
Seriously, Kiki, let's go,
Patrick yells from outside.
Open.
Brand smiles kind of sweetly now. I swallow down the food in my mouth and do just that. Brand grabs my chin and rubs his thumb over my lower lip as I chew. But then he steps back when we hear the door open. He winks, then says loud enough for whoever is coming to hear him.
You heard them, Katie. Let's go.
Then he walks away. I shovel 2 more spoonfuls into my mouth, throw the foil over the dish, stick the Post-it back on top, put it back in the fridge, and then I grab the sunscreen off the counter and head out. Not being a breakfast person, I know I've eaten plenty, but I'm definitely still hungry. My craving isn't for food, though. It's for more Brand Falcon attention. Heads up, I yell, before tossing the spray bottle of sunscreen to Dad, who catches it easily.
About time.
Smirking, he winks. Sorry, Daddy. I smile back. You sure you're feeling okay? Mom asks.
She's feeling just fine,
Mama Jo answers for me. I look over at her to see she has that damn extra sparkle in her eyes.
No fever, already checked.
I'm good, just tired. And it's the end of summer. I'm fully taking advantage of extra sleep, no rules, and no nuns for the next few days.
You all still going to that Catholic school?
Brand almost laughs. Almost.
Kiki's senior year.
Max huffs.
By the time Truth, JT, and Trix graduate, I'm gonna be out of there. That's so?
Dad laughs. Max puffs out his chest.
Yeah, so are Treese, Brisa, and A, man. The rest of us, too. None of us want to be stuck in that suckhole until we graduate.
Dad arches a brow and looks at Max as he finishes rubbing the sunscreen in on Mom's shoulders.
Good enough for them, good enough for you all.
Max doesn't back down.
We want to play real sports. You all play sports.
Uncle Cyrus interjects.
Yeah, dance, tennis, and baseball.
Max huffs.
I want to play football, be on a surf team. Options, man. That isn't happening.
We'll discuss it when the time comes. Mom interrupts Dad. Max looks at Mama Jo, widening his eyes as if to say, help me out. Justice, or JT as Max calls him, clasps Max's shoulder.
All right, Mad Max, let's hit the water.
Max groans as he and Justice walk away, Brand following them, laughing as Max grumbles.
Do you see what I have to work with at that school? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Same old, same old. Nothing new, nothing fresh. You're so lucky to be traveling the world without your parents.
I look at Dad, who's clearly frustrated, and then look at Mom, who just smiles at Max. He looks just like Dad. Facial features, height. Hell, he even walks like him. Someday he'll fill out like Justice and Patrick did seemingly overnight, and the only difference will be his hair color, which is light like Mom's. Mom looks over at me and shakes her head. It's so obvious. I can't help laughing. She shakes her head and holds back her laughter as she says,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?